teams in the region. It's a very hard game, but they can take so much away from it. I feel like it's the perfect time for them to lay the foundations in the future and project them into spotlight. Now we have map 1, we have Mirage. Let's get into it.
Oh, I am so excited. FURIA, this is their home ground. We know they tend to dominate, but can they do it again? Can they do it against this unknown entity that is Cafeina? Already here. Looks like Cafeina just waiting outside of top mid. They have a couple of good flashes. They have some smokes maybe ready and waiting to pop right out. So far, no noise being made by FURIA just yet, and they actually give up mid completely. So no one actively watching. Gaps may be tempted, but resist the temptation, and they are looking to stack up at 3 on B.
Yeah, what's very interesting is no P250s bought, but they are still taking these long-range fights, and the stack towards B, it is going to get rewarded as three players for FURIA do reside here. izaa takes the first contact, but as she goes down, now it puts the reliance on Gabs and GaBi, and will they step up? Not Gabs, but it is GaBi. No armor because of the amount of utility that Cafeina have bought, and as she is just dancing around the boxes, that's when the rest of her teammates come through, and FURIA take quite honestly an easy first round, even though they do lose 3 players.
I mean, you can lose 3 players, but a pistol is a pistol. Also, no bomb plant here on the side of Cafeina, so forcing up here definitely will be quite tense if they do decide to go for that. But this was actually a very nice hold on this B bomb site. Great use of that cover. And, well, GaBi, she does what GaBi always does. She just shoots heads.
Yeah, we actually have a roster change in this map, but we will talk about that after. This is only an eco round, but they still will be vying to get that bomb down. GaBi, who had a great pistol round, she'll be looking to replicate her success once again, and it will be so formidable, her defense. It's basically flawless. She gets 4 kills. It's actually really well done. But yeah, the roster change. So we had a tech issue on one of the players for Cafeina. So Lawless Reassert, a name that was definitely gonna put me on a bit of a spotlight, but Morphenia is actually coming in, so she is a stand-in for this map. I'm not sure if it's gonna be for the whole game, but definitely for Mirage.
Yeah, that is very rough, a very last-minute change. Then let's see how Cafeina can adapt in situations like that. Of course, it is only week 1, so you can still make up for any losses, but it would be so nice if you can try and upset FURIA on their own map pick. Maybe looking to get a bit aggressive. They do have Gabs who's sneaking through that smoke over towards ramp, and this can be scary. The bomb's still lurking actually there. Sure, Cafeina with the majority out in middle might be dealt with. No, not if Solelo here comes. Alright, 2 kills now for izaa. annaEX comes to support, and that threat has been dealt with. So here in apartments, and Morphenia, who was all alone with the bomb over towards ramp, now made her way into apps. But it needs a 4K in order to take the round.
I mean, not even a 4K, it's a 1v4, and she will start in the right direction. However, Gabs is so hot on her tail. The MP9 does initiate some contact. It's a bit scrappy. However, in the end, it will be a round win for FURIA, and they keep 3 players alive, 3 AKs as well. Honestly, a pretty good start on the CT side when you think about 2 players staying alive after that. 5 players staying alive after that second round. So you have absolute flawless there, and then 3 in the third. Your money is being built up so well. And honestly, this is a best case scenario for FURIA early on. The extra $600 from the MP9, it's small, but those do add up. And because of it, we already see an AWP be purchased for FURIA.
Also, I love the timings there for FURIA. They were very aggressive with an MP9 towards ramp. And with that, it got early information. No one was actively out there. And so the mid-scrunch came right through. Now, what can these pistols do? It's quite tough. The nade at least misses here. Just a little bit of a tickle upon Morphenia, and Solelo, hello. That's a great kill. Puts a bit more pressure up on the A-side players here, perhaps. They do reposition, but look at the trade. AK picked up here for Cafeina. And Solelo in a very powerful position over towards jungle.
Yeah, this is incredible for Cafeina now. They didn't find much success in the last round, but now this is where they're looking to shine. However, they need to group up as a collective and make sure they trade out effectively. You might have an issue with Gabs playing around Tetris. If she's able to get one and still tuck, it could be very hard. And now izaa, she strikes, puts it back into 3 versus 3. They don't clear Tetris, but the trade is there, and the advantage is still maintained. GaBi forced to rotate from the B bomb site, executes the first, and now will be retaking from jungle.
Surely Mafina should have an idea where GaBi is coming from. And the timing is really good. GaBi didn't see her cross into CT. Perhaps the positioning of the bomb, though, can reveal it. She is considering it, looking around, but misses the timing here once again. And the longer she takes, there's no kit in her hands as we speak. Taps the bomb, is expecting Palace, but Mafina sitting in CT. And what a round. It started with just pistols, but they take it as if it's nothing.
Honestly, such a needed round, such a necessary round early on, because it swings the momentum and confidence a little bit in your favor. Just the pistols as you identified, and the trades were good. I highlighted they need to stick together so they could actually trade out effectively, and they do. The individuals on the city side only able to get one frag and an instant trade, and the 1 versus 2, unfortunately, it's very hard when you don't have a kit. 2.2k she had in her back pocket, could have bought up a kit, buy a diffuser, don't be a loser. However, already into the next round, we see annaEX with a fantastic opener and also the ability to back away without any repercussions.
No trade potential, but I love the repositioning as well. FURIA just know that if they stay in spots like that too long enough, like you have here, underpass could be pushed, mid could be pushed, and then you're sort of stuck in a sandwich. So you best get the hell out of there before it gets too heated. And with that, FURIA, they do have a player advantage. Now, how will Cafeina adapt? They still have that bomb dropped. Of course, it's also still a minute left on the clock, but we do have potential look out on an opening here towards that B bomb site. Feet spotted. Oh, but on the flip side, also being spotted. Yeah, I think on the flip side, there was a mutual occasion there. Oh, and the timing is just perfect.
I mean, it's not only just the timing, but it's just that really nice bait and switch, because you could see the original contact was being taken by GaBi. I think she may be expected to die, and that's when she baits in her teammates. However, this round is still definitely plausible. It's going to be incredibly difficult. But in a 2 versus 4, Cafeina will be looking to do, I think, mostly damage. And that last round, as much as it is amazing on that singular just occasion, you have to be able to repeat it, because as soon as you repeat it, that's when you force FURIA onto an eco, and that's when you put yourself in a potential driver's seat for this game. And okay, I was saying that this wasn't going to be winnable, and unfortunately, it is not going to be. The time was way too low, but with 2 kills coming towards the end of Cafeina, the damage does get acquired. However, with the round not being, you now have Cafeina just completely reset, and that eco win or the low buy win is completely nullified here, Veerless.
Yeah, you win such a magical round, but you need to find a conversion, and it is scary. You know, 2 of the buy rounds that Cafeina currently had have gone to, well, not completely to waste, but at least not the way they wanted it to go. And already with that, technical timer will be called here. And something needs to change. They're not quite ready for these off angles that FURIA they pull out of the bag, the double swing up towards apartments as well. Yeah, they're perhaps expecting a bit more passiveness out of FURIA. And honestly, if there's one team that doesn't do passiveness, it is FURIA.
I mean, it's classic Brazilian Counter-Strike, right?
Uh-huh.
What I do, I've observed a lot of Brazilian Counter-Strike in the last year, and I find you get one of 2 things. You either get this aggro aggression, as you were just saying, or almost very Eastern European style Counter-Strike, where you play very passive, and because the aim and individual ability is really high in these regions, you have them waiting and crosshairs. But heading back into this round before we get diverted to away, the Cafeina in that last, they lose the opening pick and there's no response. That's a massive issue. You can never start off a round and lose an opening kill and then just give away all that map control. What is nice in this round is that they are playing a lot more passive. They haven't given up that map control, and they're playing very simplistic Counter-Strike. Window smoke, top con smoke. They're going to have free reign of middle, but they need to make sure they can actually deal with izaa, who is currently residing in ladder. And as soon as they don't force her away, and they're not going to touch mid at all, she now has complete domination of this whole map, this whole part of the map, and can freely let rotations roam around the map. And as Cafeina do meander their way towards the A bomb site, I feel like it's going to be right into for FURIA.
Well, maybe not quite. We do have annaEX who is coming to reinforce that B bomb site. Of course, apart from a ladder position, izaa doesn't quite have the information as to what is happening over towards mid. And actually now towards ramp. Oh, hold on a sec. The counter flashbang is near to perfect. It's 2 kills and GaBi is looking for more. No, almost a knife, but honestly the damage has been done. Lulu cannot quite come back into that one. It's a bit painful, but so well played by FURIA. As soon as they smell the heat, they know how to counter it perfectly.
It was actually perfect. Like you had a smoke being dropped and then an instant flashbang, so you had so much space being created by FURIA. I would have loved to see Cafeina maybe initiate some sort of lurk through middle. When they take that space, they don't do anything with it. They barely even touch it. And I think that's a really poor part on their form, but it's something that they can learn for maybe in these future rounds to go, okay, maybe let's have a few different prongs to our attack. But overall, that was a great round from FURIA. They just shut it down completely. Yeah, they lose 2 players, but that was never going to be a worry. And now in this round, they'll be looking to replicate that exact same success.
Once again, sitting below window, and this time they know exactly how to deal with it. They are ready. And already one player was just 10 HP, now taken out with the nade, and they are looking to just clean it up. I think they might have spotted Lulu there as well. But this is just on lockdown. Car coming to help out through connector, and yeah, this is pretty much over and done with. A nice clean round coming out of FURIA, and this is really great. We see them now stabilize. Their economy is in a very good spot, whereas for Cafeina, now is your chance to have yet again another bad round up on the table. This one needs to count.
Yeah, so no AWP either. We did see an AWP 2 rounds ago when it kind of all went a bit dire. And now for Cafeina, they have to get something going. This is a stage of the first half especially, where if FURIA win this, look, they go 7-1, and all the momentum has been shifted over towards them. It's going to now be a bit more of an aggressive mid-take. Last time they tried this, they got counteracted by that under mid boost play. But sorry, I just started giggling there. And unfortunately, it happens to the best of us, unable to boost up into apartments. But they're still going to take that space anyways. And guess what? The bomb is actually residing deep in apps, and GaBi's luckily will get out of dodge in connector, but now the bomb needs to be careful, because as that get drops, that's the round over pretty much. No one else is even close in proximity to trade, and yeah, they have short control, but they've completely relinquished the bomb.
Yeah, they've been actually sending that bomb out solo quite a couple of times, just trying to get mid control first and then hope you can get onto the side. But FURIA, we've been seeing them pushing ramp, and this time it's apartment's turn, and it just goes completely awry. It's tough, but once again, it is FURIA who is dominating. All 5 remain alive. That ARP is still into play, and everyone is just doing their fair share.
Completely. That's, I think, the 3rd or 4th absolute flawless round we've seen, and you can really see just in the frags. Like, you just look over at Cafeina, 1, 6, 1, 2, 5, not having the greatest performance early on, but that could be a few nerves and shaking off the rust getting into their first game in this season. However, right now they have a chance to run out the A-bomb site, but my god, they are being mowed down on for the ace. However, izaa's going to steal it away from GaBs, and the anchors, my god, they are doing their fair share of work right now. GaBi and GaBs, the dastardly duo, 1 on A, 1 on B, they can simply not put a foot wrong right now, and because of that, FURIA just easily sweep up an 8th.
Yeah. And now you're already starting to say this is their map pick. This is their home turf. Actually, wait, no, wait, hold on. I'm a little. Wait, hold on. I swore FURIA
this is Cafeina's
Mirage, right?
No, this is Cafeina's map pick.
It is. I'm starting to believe that the HUD is wrong, but maybe I am wrong.
Which makes you a little bit more scared for Cafeina, especially because if they are now in a position where They're down by 7 rounds, and they're back on the pistols. This is where we saw the majority of the only success, actually. But their utility, honestly, the FURIA account utility has been near sublime. They've been flawed with their flashbangs, smokes, grenades, and once again, because of that, it's going to force Cafeina in uncomfortable positions, and that's when annaEX just initiates the contact at range. You can see the conviction is surging through FURIA, and you can understand why. They're up by 8, they're on 9, and this half has already been won so far. Now it's just about how high can they go? What's the ceiling for FURIA?
Well, sky's the limit, honestly. And I was indeed wrong. But it's like, FURIA, this is the most played map, so I just assumed. But Cafeina, definitely some big balls trying to pick into FURIA's...
I rate it. Oh, I love that smoke from izaa. Sorry, I love that smoke. You use it when it's a rifler, and it smokes the jump up on short. And if you've got a rifle there, you play on like the ledge down. They can't see you. It's so overpowered, and it also allows you to get away for free. Sorry, I used to do that all the time. I love it.
It's really cool seeing these little
gimmicky
tricks and like the little images from the strat book slowly come here into play. That looks like a straightforward A execute. Nothing really to deal with CT just yet. And you can see GaBs. Oh, a couple of shots being fired, and she gets away with 1 kill. Car helps with her orb, and reinforcements are already here. Maybe Morphina and Lula can deal with them. But no, kaahSENSEI, absolutely not today. 3 kills for her. She is just continuing to pop it off. I want to say, you know, kaah's 3 KD, but honestly, if you look at GaBi, she has 3 KD as well. Everywhere where you look, it is pretty insane regarding stats. And of course, the scoreline is 10-1, and it's starting to look a little bit dire for Cafeina. Once again, we do have money on their board. Some players a little lesser utility, but this is really the moment for you to try and get combat going. 10-5 is still doable, but a 14-1 definitely is not.
No, I think a 14-1 is basically done and dusted. In that last round, we saw them using just brawn, not even utility, and that's a big difference with FURIA, that they can just do it when they go and simply duel. And while speaking about utility, already good damage towards apartments. So look at GaBi. She's actually pushed really aggressively, and Abby on the other side. And this could be a very good early duel for FURIA. And with annaEX making noise, is actually going to bait in potentially Abby if she can get that sound cue. But what it will do, it will allow Cafeina to start walking their way up short, because they hear the short players walked off, and Abby, she does have the awareness that someone could be in apartments. However, she could not actually find the kill. And with the great rotations, it's just flawless once again for FURIA. It seems to be their middle name, getting these flawless rounds. And finally, Morphina will actually find some sort of strike back and some sort of rebuttal, but it's way too late in the round. And with these great flashbangs once again, on 36 HP, she is just having to walk that lonely walk back into apartments. The issue is there's so many players encroaching on her right now.
Yeah, I don't think this is winnable at all. I suppose you can try and do damage, but there's so much money, so much econ for FURIA that won't even hurt them if that were to be the case. Yeah, another tactical timeout being called. I think that is very appropriate here. And something that was just what went wrong in that previous round is the timings. You hope that, for example, Abby right there trying to pre-fire, but not quite in the same confidence. She has a suspicion someone is right around the corner, but still waits for visual confirmation before she shoots instead of actually pre-firing and just straight up shooting. Maybe not trying to reveal their position, but I think right now you have to play a bit more risky. You have to clear out these angles the hard way, because FURIA just gets the better of you every single time.
Yeah, and I think a big difference we're seeing is Cafeina's utility usage is never forcing away FURIA. I think that's the big polarization right now of these two teams. If you've got one team aka the T side, who has been so uncomfortable time and time again because they've never been able to play their style of Counter-Strike, and it feels like they are just playing into FURIA's, and FURIA are doing so well at just making them as uncomfortable as possible. But now, bit different, change of pace. Popcorn smoke flashes over Palace. It's not going to blind Gabs at all. However, it will put some pressure on the AWP, and now we need to see Gab step up. And well, the AWP, I said it put pressure upon her. However, she stands tall, and on these pedestals, FURIA once again put the crown on top of their head and forced Cafeina to bow down before them.
It was so well done. The way that FURIA can just play off one another. When one player's in a little bit of trouble, for example, here it was kaah stepping up and just waiting for the right moment to hit a shot. You know, as soon as all the attention diverted on a teammate, she strikes. And it is just a very beautiful picture here to watch on the side of FURIA. Now, Cafeina, once again, have rifles in their hands. This time, we'll be trying to make way of middle. It's been a little while since we've seen mid actually work out for them, but maybe lower con. I think kaah heard the footsteps, but also it's a very scary position to be in up close with an AWP. Has gaps right beside. Oh, head has been spotted. Gun barrel now as well.
So awkward. It's patience, however, patience is not a virtue for Gab. She wants that kill, and unfortunately, because of that, she will actually miss out on it. However, in that in mind, the T side finally get the player advantage. We haven't seen that for a while. GaBi made some noise jumping up on boost there. That should be a sound cue towards Cafeina. What is up? And I'm so surprised GaBi hasn't been spotted. What? How has Abby not seen her? Huh? Cafeina, it felt like that was going so well for them. They'd made short players so uncomfortable. But FURIA once again just stamped down their iron fist. And they are an impassable object right now. Nothing can move them out of the way. With Lulu, the one player with experience, 1 versus 4. This would be unreal if she was got to get it.
Anyway, not quite sure where the last two are. Not expecting yet again another push. And well, 13-1 is a fact. And most Cafeina can get 2 rounds here. Yeah, this is already quite a painful half. You hope that after halftime switch, we can see a bit of a different side of Cafeina over on CT. But yeah,
you'd hope.
It's just it's painful. FURIA's just playing with their food right now.
Yeah, this is a little bit more one-sided than I anticipated. Obviously, I backed the girls over at Cafeina. However, it's looking really bad. And once again in this round, kaah just not pushed off that angle at all. Drawing back to the point I made before with how they just had no utility to force these individuals in an uncomfortable position. FURIA are basically showing that once again. It's a showcase. It's a masterclass of pure mechanical exuberance. And right now, izaa does get caught off guard. She will still keep her life, and with FURIA with a 2-player advantage, I'm not too sure how this round can go away from them. And the only deficit they've taken to make it not a 16-0 was a pistol round on round 4. But ever since, I think we could just be ending this half 14-1, and GaBi puts that even closer to that stage.
Last 2 remaining, both of them trying to get out of ramp, but Gabs is still here and a reinforcements on the way as well. Gabs, first one in the pocket. Only Salilo here. 1 versus 5. It seems like an almost impossible task, and the flash also does nothing but blinds herself. 14-1, a masterclass for FURIA. Let's find out if the masterclass continues after this.
Let me show you what I'm can't go on. Don't let them win. Just reach down your tiny round. All these roads we take helps us find a way, even if we learn the hard way. We get through it all. It's okay to fall. We are standing tall. They can try, but they won't succeed. They know we won't fall so easily. We own the world, and the world will see. They're never gonna knock us down. Cause we
After a pretty victorious first half for FURIA, could this be the 11th hour for Cafeina? However, Villas, you don't get no dessert till you finish your dinner. So FURIA, they still need to actually succeed here. They still need to get those last 2 rounds, and this pistol round could be a great step in the right direction.
And it hasn't even been that long since I've seen, I think there was a 13-2 comeback on T-side overpass. So at this point, I'm saying everything can happen, but izaa with once again 2 kills, grabbing a women advantage here in favor of FURIA. The bomb slowly making its way up onto the side, and it's only Lulu who can be here to try and contest for it, but they go aggressive. gaBs is like, well, you want to rotate? Hell no, not in my land. We want to get to map point, over and done with.
You almost wish for the 16-0 in a really weird sense. Not preying on the downfall of Cafeina, but it would have been cool. I haven't seen a 16-0, I think ever, really, actually. Since 2 years of casting, yet see a 16-0. And right now, I feel like this couldn't be any more difficult for Cafeina. They're going to have to force buy on the CT side in the second round. It's not necessarily the hardest thing to do. I do see a lot of second round buys go in favor of the CT side because these deagles, they can sing and they can hit every note correctly. But an interesting, as I say that, it's not even deagles, it's MP9s. 4 MP9s? Wow. That's also just one thing to note. That's a bizarre second round purchase, but well, maybe they got something cooking.
Well, you gotta give it your all here. Potential last round. Try to do something, get back into the game.
I like this. I like this. They made noise.
This is Rebby, but actually, that's a really good swing. A bit unlucky that she does get picked up by Abby there, but GaBi is already continuing to pressure. Now bomb planted into position. They will go. So Lilo does have a naked, but is also quite heavily tagged up. And there's also no kit coming into play for this one. Jumps up, annaEX, 2 kills in the bag, and only Smitten who is left. It's coming in from apps, and honestly, there's nothing really she can do. So far away, the bomb is continuing to tick. Has to now cross through a smoke, completely blind, and annaEX so well positioned, just playing with her food.
Now that is a pretty good first map to start off your ESL Impact Season 4 endeavors. I've never seen Panthers fly, but they are soaring to the heavens right now. I said they had to finish their dinner, and they most definitely will.